Hello and welcome to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you wherever you are watching from. I greet you in the name of the Lord. There is a video that you are about to watch. I am uploading the video because there are some certain things that I found in the video that sound to me like witch hunting that eventually I think will come back to haunt the one who actually was supposed to do something and didn't do it when she was supposed to do it. Now, this is not an alibi for anybody. I've always believed, and I think that every man or woman should be responsible for their actions because there are consequences for our actions. Every action has its own consequence. And so when people get involved in certain things, either knowingly or unknowingly, when the repercussion or the consequences of that particular action or the actions they took, comes up or come up to haunt them, it is more honorable to own up and face the consequences of the action. So I will actually allow you to watch the video. The video content is that of a deacon, so to speak, that impregnated his house help, and the woman, the wife, knew all along that something was happening. That is why I say that it looks like somebody failed in her duty, and now the bubble has bursted, and she is the one now telling the story, not of regret, but actually she is driving at something. I'll be seeing you at the end of the video. God bless you. Don't go nowhere. Now, unfortunately, the person in this picture, like I told you earlier, is a deacon in a very popular church. In fact, RCCG. And that is what we give so many people reasons to worship, to worship in order to have more things to talk about leaders and elders in the church. But permit me to tell you, please, that this is not an attack on RCCG. You see, it has nothing to do with the church, but it has everything to do with the person. So, if you are a member of RCCG watching this, understand that this is not a smear. It's not a smear campaign against the church. And if you are not a member of RCCG and you're watching this, hey, don't go about saying RCCG this, RCCG that, and that, and that. It has nothing to do with the church. In every church, in fact, in your own family, look very well into your own family, you will see that even if you have grace and that you are behaving normal, there could be somebody in your family that is behaving so abnormally, and your family size may be a family size of 5 or 7, and talk about the congregation that is in hundreds of thousands. So it has nothing to do with the church. We are just looking at the person that is involved.
Pastor Shola, last year my husband traveled to the US. He came back with gifts for everybody in the family, including my house help, who is 24 years old with big breasts. Right? I do not know why she put the big breasts inside of it, and she made me to start thinking in my head, and I was actually seeing the picture of a big breast in my head. I really don't understand why she put the one at that line with a big breast. Now she continued, she said, how come my husband knew her bra and panties sizes? He bought the house girl 5 pairs of bras and panties. I did not talk. All right. That's the first slide. What she's saying here is that the husband is this kind of person who's got the opportunity to travel out of Nigeria to the United States. So the guy traveled to US last year, and on his way going back to Nigeria, he bought all manners of things for everybody. Bought for the children, bought for his wife, and then he bought something for the house girl. Now, don't forget, this woman didn't say my little sister. This woman didn't say my cousin or my whatever. This woman said my house help. So she actually got a house help to help her in the house, either to cook, to clean, take care of kids or whatsoever. But this girl happens to be 24 years old, so she's an adult. All right, an adult with a big breast. I'm sorry, but that's what is in the script. I was actually saying, I'm really sorry, but it seems like you men too, you are trying to now start thinking like I'm thinking. Well, you guys may be thinking like I'm thinking because I'm now seeing the big breast inside a tiny little girl of 24 years of age. I'm not sure, probably she's actually big, or maybe she's little, or she's thin and tall with the big breast. But the issue is that this woman just actually, she put it there that with a big breast. All right. Now, the guy bought everything for everybody, but now what happened is one weird stuff. He bought panties and bras for the house help. How come you know the size of that girl's breast? How come you know the size of her panties? All right. How come? Now you bought it, you didn't buy one, you bought five of each for the girl. All right. Next slide. Let's go to the next slide. He said, well, long story short, my house help is pregnant. So now the house help is now pregnant. The house help is now pregnant. All right. My house help is pregnant. And she confessed my husband is responsible. So during this time, this story is very, very direct. All right. Now the house girl is pregnant. Right after 1 year, the guy came back from the US, brought gifts and stuff like that. And now the house help is pregnant, and she confessed that it's actually the responsibility of Oga. Oga got me pregnant. All right. Now, she now said he denied it in front of his family. So maybe they called a kind of a meeting, a family meeting, to now make inquiry. Who is responsible for the pregnancy of this young lady? And the man said, not me, wasn't me. That it wasn't me. I'm not the one who did this. I'm not the one that did this. All right. She now said he denied it in front of his family, but I told him I knew all the while. Hey, there are some women out there, you Nigerian women, that you guys are FBI, CIA by nature. That you know how to investigate things, you know how to catch things, you know how to know things. And then when you get to know these things, you plan. You plan how to deal with all this stuff. All right, she is one of you guys. She said, I knew all the while. He was fucking the girl. I'm sorry, you see, this particular word fucking is part of what she wrote there. Said he was fucking the girl. Fucking the girl. He is a deacon at the RCCG. That is why I covered it from the people. I want you guys to go back now. Now, she mentioned that this man is a member of RCCG. That's the Redeemed Christian Church of God. And he's not just ordinary member. He is a deacon in the church. The RCCG, the RCCG, he actually is a deacon in the church. And that's why I covered it from the people. So she covered it from the people. She didn't want to make any kind of mess with it. Like, okay, if they are doing this thing secretly, let them continue to do it secretly. I'm not going to say anything that will actually mess up the image, of my husband. I'm not going to do anything like that that will mess up his image. So what I'm going to do is just to keep quiet because he's a deacon. Because he's a deacon. And so many people are still on this same table. Many of you guys are on the table. The man is a pastor. The man is a deacon. The man is evangelist. The man is this. The man is that. And then because of that, you will start hiding things that you're supposed to have exposed so that people will know, and then they come to your rescue. But you continue to hide it just for the sake of his name in the church. I don't want to mess him up. I don't want to mess him up. I don't want to mess him up because of the church. All right. So that's what it is because of the church. Now he said that was why I covered it up from people. It has happened now. Now he needs to man up. Now the woman is saying that now this stuff. Hello? Yes. Hello? Good evening. I'm actually on the show right now. Can you call me back in 1 hour? You said what? Yeah, call me back in 1 hour. I'm on the show. So what am I saying? I'm really sorry, everybody. Now, this woman is saying, okay, now it has happened and he better man up. That means he must actually stand up to responsibility. And the final slide says, I won't move out. This is where the problem is here. This is where the problem is, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you guys to actually help this woman out. I'm going to tell you guys what I feel. I'm going to break it down to you guys and tell you what I feel, what I see, how I see it. But I want you guys to actually do the same by helping me out to help this woman because she's listening right now. She's listening right now. She's based in Nigeria. And I want you guys to actually help this woman out. I won't move out. That is the statement. I'm not going anywhere. All right. I'm married to this man. I'm going to stay married to him. I am not going. So it's not going to be easy for this man now. The woman has made up his mind. She's never going to move out. She's not going anywhere. And number two, I won't send the girl away. This is crazy. Now the girl is never going to be gone away. It's not like the woman is saying, now you cannot stay here. The woman is not saying, I don't want a second wife. The woman is saying, you can't give birth to the baby. The woman is saying, she's not saying you have to abort the baby. The woman is saying, you got to pack your load and go back to your parent. The woman is not saying that. She's saying, I am not going to send her away. I'm not going to move away. He said, he must care for the baby and we must do naming ceremony inside the church. All right. So this is the story. This is the story. So after she sent these particular notes to me, we had a phone call, a communication on phone, and she spoke directly with me, and I asked her, "Why did you stay this long to say something?" He said, "Well, he's a deacon, and I believe that what they're teaching them in church is for them to change. Now, I'm actually giving the pastor of their church the time to touch his life and preach powerful messages for him to change. But it seems like the messages were not going through him. He's already a deacon who is already teaching Sunday school, who is already praying for people, counseling people. That was why I waited. I was like, let me just wait. And let me just continue to wait and see what's going to happen. All right. I said, okay, last year, he bought the pants and the bra. Automatically, they must have been having sexual relationship way before that time for him to know the panty size and the bra size of your house help. She said, yes. He said, but I found out they have been doing it because there was a time that she got home and the husband was coming out of the house girl's room. And I asked him, what were you doing in the house girl room? He said, well, I went to call her to come and do the cooking. So he said, okay. He said, another time I found out that the house girl was coming out of the bathroom where my husband was taking a bath. And I didn't say anything because at that point in time, I already concluded that there must be something going on. So I left the girl alone and him also. I said, madam, it's like you are looking for a second wife for your husband. Because at the time when they were still doing it and nothing happened at that time, you're supposed to have shouted and say, yay. Probably kick the girl out and send the girl back to the parent that this girl will ruin my marriage. This girl will ruin my life. And that was the time you're supposed to have said something and kick the girl out. Because waiting until now, you have messed up things. Now the baby is on the way right now. It's just only a 3-month-old pregnancy right now. And then the girl has confessed that it's actually daddy that is responsible for this pregnancy. All right. And now you are saying you are not moving out, and at the same time you are not kicking the girl out, and the baby must be born, and your husband must be responsible, and the naming ceremony must be done inside of church so that everybody in the church will know who your husband is, what your husband has done. For me, I believe you made a big mistake, and that mistake you made was you waited until now. You waited until now. The moment you saw that kind of, the kind of something that is not really right, something you are not really getting, you are not getting the flow. What exactly is my husband doing in this girl's room? What exactly is the girl doing coming out of the bathroom where my husband was taking a shower? That was the time you're supposed to have said something and say, you know what? You got to leave my house. That was the time you're supposed to kick that house girl out. And that was the time you're supposed to deal with your husband. Either you will call the attention of your church pastor, or you call the attention of his family, or somebody, to come and deal with that issue. But right now you have waited and you have wasted time. You destroy everything for yourself, because now it's not going to be the only one that will actually be ridiculed. You are going to be messed up too, because people are going to see you and say, oh, obìnrin ọkọ ẹ̀ fún ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ lóyún ló ń lọ yẹn. Oh, no. And that's what I see about you. You have waited too long to handle this case. You have waited too long to deal with this situation. Now you want to deal with the situation with wickedness. I see it as wickedness, because now the man he went deeper and deeper into the stuff. He actually was a wicked man, sleeping with the house 24-year-old girl, enjoying the big breast and sucking the big breast and stuff and all kinds of stuff. Probably he's sneaking out at night. Maybe he sneak out at night to go to the Omodo's room, and Omodo, they are always very sweet. Omodo, Bangi Omodo is always very sweet. You know why it's very sweet? Is because it's stolen water. Stolen water is always very sweet. So when you sneak out of your bedroom and you do tiptoe into the house girl's room, and then the house girl is already tying wrapper. Everything is naked for you. She's just tying wrapper there, just sleeping on the bed. And say, Daddy, enjoy, Daddy. Yes, I enjoy. Don't worry. My increase salary. Don't worry, my increase salary. My increase salary. Mommy, my mom, mommy, mommy, my increase salary. You look back, 4,000. Mama, worry, my 8,000. 8,000. So be more nice here. You more nice girl. More nice girl. You get in me. Matobu now. Oh my, Matobu. And then you. It's always very sweet. You see, when you do all this the James Bond movie, and you now do tiptoe, you open the door, and the door was doing and you're freezing, and you're checking, nobody's coming, and you sneak inside the place. It's a movie. You like it. You yourself, you like yourself when you wake up the next day when you didn't get caught. If you didn't get caught and you go back to your wife and sleep on the bed, and your wife will sleep like she didn't know anything, that one too stood up and follow you when you were going. It's actually a rat race. It's a rat race in your family, and you didn't know. And you're just going there and you're saying you increase the salary of one mother. It's always very sweet. And you penetrated and you went bang, and you finish the thing, and after you can't come now, your body can't touch the ground. And now you went back, you sneak back to you see, you sneaking. In your own house, you are sneaking. You're sneaking in your house. Don't you know that you are crazy? Something's wrong with your head. You're a very stupid idiot. You're sneaking in your own house. In your own house, you're sneaking. And then you sneak again, you sneak past your daughter's room, you sneak past your son's room, and then you now go back to your bedroom, like I used to say, you went to the bathroom or something, and then you go back, lie down next to your wife, and then you will sleep. And then you wake up in the morning like nothing happened, and you say, family altar, everybody come to pray in Jesus' name, hallelujah. Deacon is leading prayer here, and we fool ourselves. We fool ourselves. It's a very terrible, I'm telling you, very terrible lifestyle. We are just so religious. We're just fake people, hypocrites, man. We carry Christianity in our head, but our attitude and character is totally different. It's totally different. It's just so stupid and crazy stuff we do. I don't understand. All right? So you are sneaking in your house and all kinds of stuff, and the wife is actually watching, and you didn't even know. So this woman saw the man 2 times within a year. The first time was the time that he came out of the bedroom of the Omodo. The second time the Omodo came out of the bathroom where the husband was taking a bath. All right? That's actually enough reason for you. That's enough reason for you to actually say, you know what? I gotta kick this Omodo. This house girl must to go. But right now, the story is now totally different right now. The story is different. The story has actually skyrocketed. Now, there is a baby coming on the way, and you are not allowing the man to abort the pregnancy. The pregnancy is inside of a 24-year-old girl who happens to be a house help. Are we going to abort this baby? Or what exactly are we going to do? Is this baby going to be aborted, or we are going to keep this baby? So that's number one. And you are already saying to us that no way, there is nothing called abortion in this whole stuff. I am not allowing her to get abortion. She will have that baby. She's going to have the baby, and my husband must man up to take care of that baby, and everything will be fine in the house. Oh my God. I think the internet is a little one kind. Man, Jesus Christ, what is all this now? Why all this now? All right, let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead. Maybe later it's going to clear out. All right. So you will see the woman has already erased every avenue to cover up this thing. You can't cover it up anymore. This girl must have the baby, and she offered the woman, the girl, a space in their life. She already offered that girl a space in their life. She's not going. I'm not going. The two of us are going to stay in this house. You're going to have to man up and take care of a responsibility. You have to take the baby, and then finally, the baby must be named in church. It means that the deacon must now call the pastor of the church and say, sir, we have a new baby, and you must come and name the baby. We are going to name the baby at the church. Say, Madam ti lóyún nìyẹn, Madam kọ́ ló lóyún o, ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ló lóyún o, báwo ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ni o, àwọn sábà ti name in the church, and that's it. How do you think this is going to play out? What do you think? What do you think should be done for real? Coming from you, I want it to come from you out there. What do you think should be done? Do you think this woman should continue to do this? Do you think we should accept the second wife? The pregnancy is still 3 months old. Something can still be done. All right? Something can still be done. I'm just here, just brainstorming. I'm not saying go and abort baby now, because I know a lot of you super over religious people will say, are you saying abortion? We're just talking. We're just here having a conversation here. All right? There's something that could still be done if you want to do it. All right? But you are already saying, no, we cannot do it. Then we are erasing that. Now, should the baby be named in church?
Yeah, first and foremost, I did say something earlier so that nobody will come, mostly women, may come around and think, hey, I am holding brief for the man. No way, I'm not holding brief for the man. I had said earlier on before now that, as I was introducing the video, that everybody who took actions must wait and face the consequences of the actions. When we take good steps, we have good results. When we go into wrong thing, we have, the consequence. Now, for instance, when Sarah, the wife of Abraham, was impatient and she decided to give away, to freely dash Abraham, like we say, dash. She gave Abraham her housemaid, because she was thinking that as a housemaid, she would also continue to have control over her because obviously she was her housemaid. And, in those days that maidens don't have so much freedom of expression and freedom of speech. But actually, the problem of women rivalry, didn't just start today. It started way, way back. And that is why you must worship God and give God honor, because he knew that was it. And so he decided in the beginning to create them male and female. He never created them male and females until a descendant of Cain invented polygamy. Now, but that is not what we're talking about today. So I'm just talking about the consequences. Now, when Abraham did not even wait, the way the Bible puts is that Abraham, accepted that offer was, to me, like, seemed like Abraham has actually been, looking at the girl, but he was holding himself back and controlling himself. And so when the wife gave him the offer, he didn't think twice about it, and then went in with the girl, and the consequence was pregnancy. Oh, everybody was happy. At least there was going to be a cry of baby in the house, but it actually did not end well, because that was not the will of God for them. And that was not what God wanted Abraham to do. And when the lady became pregnant, she started ridiculing her mistress. And there was a problem in the home of Abraham. The home that was hitherto peaceful became a battleground. It came to the point where the child was, delivered, and now Sarah herself, God answered her, and she became pregnant and then put to bed. And so she said to Abraham, "You must send away this bondwoman with her kid." Now, this point in time, the true identity of the woman came out from the mouth of Sarah. But at her point of desperation, she was not seeing the woman as a bondwoman. And if you're a Christian, you understand the consequence of that seed of impatience and, slipping out of the will of God to do something else. Now, it is part of the reason why the world is in chaos today. And those are the reasons why the descendants of Abraham are not having peace today. Now, but that is it, by the way. But I'm talking about consequences. So the deacon, that ate the apple, actually, now that the result is in the open, he should face the music. But then I just want to look at the woman here. So why I said what I said, it was for women that will think about male chauvinism, because I've been reading some comments, and I found out that some sisters here think, that that every man is a chauvinist. I'm not being chauvinistic, but I want to look at this, that the woman here was not responsible enough. She may find this video, she may meet this video, she may not be happy, hearing what I have to say here. Listen, number one is that when you noticed, I believe ladies will watch this video, and if you're a married woman, please say I am wrong if you think I'm wrong. The truth is that, yeah, the man, a clergyman, an elder in the church, a Christian, a believer, and all that, and the narrative or the description of the woman about the girl suggested that she is big-breasted, she's busted, and everybody knows that somehow men are moved by what they see. And that I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm a man too, so, and that doesn't mean that I go about, hey, a man in the Bible says, "I have made covenant with my eyes, that my eyes shall not look upon a maid." So it is not strange. He said he made covenant with his eyes, that his eyes will not look upon a maid. That maid means a damsel that was not his own wife. So he decided his eyes will not look upon that maid, because looking upon that maid, now looking upon the maid, not literal, but then looking lustfully to conjure up something in the heart. Now, so I believe as a woman in the house, according to her, she knew when this thing was coming up, and she decided to cover it up. And that's the problem we have. Many of you will come here and say, leave judgment for God, leave this to God, leave that to God, don't judge. Now, this woman in her own house too, decided not to judge, as you people will put it, that it is judgment. Now, if she had done what she was supposed to do as a wife and helped her husband in time, now, timely, we will not be here hearing this story. We will not be here. She wouldn't be going through this, drama of, wanting to expose. Already, she said she wanted to protect the husband's image as a deacon, and that was why she didn't speak up. You were not supposed to speak, or nobody, you were not going to be forced to speak up, but you had the time, you had the opportunity to stop it, to nip it in the bud. Number one, by confronting your husband. If the lady is so important to you that you cannot get rid of her, and if you must have a house help, why, for Christ's sake, must it be the one that is like keeping the dog and the roasted meat? You just drop a roasted meat carelessly where you have a dog. The next thing is that the dog will pounce on the roasted meat. And I don't want to believe that this woman doesn't know who her husband is. Every woman ought to know the tendencies, the weaknesses of the husband. Now, okay, let's give it to her. She didn't know, or let's give it to her that the man probably was not like that before, but temptation came. And it is important that we understand that anybody can become a victim of this temptation of the flesh. And so when the temptation came and the man, began to sleep with the girl. Now, first red flag was that big generosity of the man in buying the girl panty and bra. For Christ's sake, I don't even know, the size of my wife's undies. Now, but the man must be actually very, very gifted to not only know, that of the waist, but he also knew the one of, that makes him a gifted man. In fact, he was prophetic because he just went to this the shop where these things are being sold, and he could look in the spirit and could see the size of those things, and so he bought them, and they were perfect. And this woman saw that, and that was the first sign that something ominous was going on. Something was happening under her roof. And not only that, she began to see the lady, the girl, coming out from the bathroom where her own husband was taking her bath. The other day, she saw the husband coming out from the girl's room, and so at some point she decided to wait until this time of ridicule. Now, number one is that the husband will be ridiculed, and the family, name will be dragged, and she also will be in the picture. And if there is going to be a chaos, she will share in it. Somebody might be saying, no, it is the husband's business. You are wrong. You are very, very wrong. And then, abortion is not part of it in this case, because suggesting an abortion is way, way, way beyond, discussion. It cannot come up in this place. Now, so I just don't know what more to say, but I think that the woman had the time. She had the opportunity to nip this in the bud. There are some men that, when you confront them with issues that are real, you have helped them, you have saved them, you have brought them out from the fire that they were entering into. Hey, listen to me. This will be magnified now because this man is a deacon. Yeah, deacon. And we church? RCCG. Oh, but it has nothing to do with the church. It has nothing to do with the church, and actually has nothing to do with the office of the man, and has nothing, and it may, no, let me use the word may. It may have nothing to do with the person of the man. It could have everything to do with the weakness of the flesh and the temptation that came around and about it. I've always said that no man, no woman is beyond temptation. So this man has been tempted and he fell into the dish. And the person that was supposed to help him to come out was actually his wife, but she did not play that role. Well, I'm not concluding, but I think that this is what she was supposed to have done. And so I said here, married ladies, if you were in the shoes of this woman and you found out that your husband was having an affair with not just a house help, but somebody, and you are responsible, you don't want to cause trouble, you just don't want to disgrace your husband, is it best to allow them have their way, allow them to sleep together, the much they liked, until it has gotten out of hand? Because that which she didn't want to do, that ridicule she never wanted for her husband, is staring the husband in the face now, and she is even sponsoring it. She wants it to go farther than it should go. Let's read your comment in the comment section and let's know what you think about this. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till I come your way again, from me to you, shalom.